Hey everyone, welcome back to NFIHammer, where I, a beginner in the Warhammer miniature painting hobby, explore all things tabletop related. In this video, we will be doing our 4th Warhammer 10th edition Aeldari vs Necron grudge match. Today we are going to be using the Suffer No Rivals, which is a bunker mission from November 2023. Essentially, it's kind of just like, a fight to the death. There's 2 priority targets for each team, and killing each of them gives 30 VP, and then you get a 5 VP for each objective that you hold, and the objectives are sticky, so once you've captured it, it's yours. One thing different about this game is that we're going to be using my new Necron Codex. So this is the first time that I've ever owned a Codex. I'm very excited to try it out. My wife got it for me for Christmas. So the detachment rule that we're using for the Necrons is the Hypercrypt Legion. So basically this one will allow you, at the end of your opponent's turn, you can teleport units to reserves. Because we're using 1,000 points, that's an incursion battle size, so that's 2 units. We're also running a deep strike enhancement, this Octoclave Fulcrum. So I put that on my Scorpec Lord. And there's 6 stratagems that you can use. However, most of these require a monolith or a titanic model, which we have neither of. So there's only a couple here, such as the cosmic precision that allows you to set up 3 inches away, and a reanimation crypt that lets you reanimate in reserves. And we've also just got the core rulebook from the Leviathan here to help with any of the core rules. Anyway, let me show you what units I have. 10 Necron warriors led by a Royal Warden and a Chronomancer. The Chronomancer allows the unit to move 5 inches while shooting. Over here we have 5 Necron Immortals and a Plasmancer and an Overlord. I'm using the Overlord with the Translocation Shroud, which is the new model that Games Workshop has released, even though it's not one of those, but this allows them to advance automatically 6 inches, as well as phase through terrain and enemy players. Over here we have Scorpec Lord and Scorpec Destroyers. The Scorpec Lord has an enhancement from this hyperphasing detachment rule that gives the unit deep strike, so that should be fun. Then this is my newest model that I painted, this Triac Stalker thing. He's got a heat ray and he's pretty epic and big, but we'll see how good he is on the battlefield. And then my trusty Doomstalker that does most of my damage in my army, shooting from afar, as well as a Canoptic Spider, and 3 little Scarabs to round out the 1,000 points.
For the Aeldari Army today, 1,000-point army, it's going to be led by Fuegan with a squad of 10 fire dragons. Had to get a proxy for the official model because Games Workshop doesn't seem to sell its models as a model making company. So these guys putting in about firepower, close range firepower. Next we've got another Phoenix Lord, Jane Zar, with a squad of 10 Howling Banshees, again with some proxy models, because screw you Games Workshop. And then we've got some 10-man squad of Dire Avengers, a bit of more close range firepower. Got some Rangers, squad of 10 of them, hoping to sit at the back, just pepper away some shots, maybe sit on objectives. And lastly, a Falcon for some heavy firepower from range.
The battlefield setup, we have some ruins as well as some terrain pipes and some more ruins. These are hills and battlefield debris, some more hills and whatnot, so it should be fairly symmetrical. on both sides, the objective markers, there's 4 equally placed, and then this line signifies the deployment zone, and that's everything ready to go. Unit in strategic reserves, and because my Scorpec Lord has an enhancement that gives it deep strike, I put that just in the regular reserves. Then deployed on the battlefield, I have my Triarch Stalker here, but he's in the line of sight of that tank over there, so that's a bit worrying. We also have my Overlord and Plasmance and Immortals just chilling here. And then on this side, we have my Canoptic crew of Spiders, Scarabs, and Doomstalker ready to lay shots over there.
For Aeldari deployment, got the Fire Dragons on the right flank, hoping to find themselves some vehicles to shoot at. Got the Falcon aiming down the line, currently at the Triarch Stalker, but hoping to do some damage from afar. Got the Howling Banshees with Jane Czar in the middle. Not sure where they're going to go this stage, but probably looking for some infantry somewhere. Dire Avengers on the left flank. Again, going to try and hunt out some infantry somewhere. And on top of them is the Rangers, trying to pick up some more infantry. So a lot of stuff targeting infantry, which there's not much to shoot at this stage.
So end of Necron Turn 1, I just moved the Triarch Stalker here so that he's got a little bit of cover. These guys also moved up here for a little bit of cover. I didn't move these two. The advance moved the Scarab Swarm, and the Doomstalker shot at these, killing 2. And then they shot it up here but didn't succeed with just the little twin beamer gun that doesn't really do any damage. And that's the end of turn 1.
Eldar turn 1 had the Fire Dragons advance move up the board with their feet inside the zone so that they can stick the objective, hold that. We had the Howling Banshees just move up the field a little bit. We had the Falcon move across to the left from where I was before and shoot at the Doomstalker and actually take off 9 wounds of its 12. The Rangers also tried to shoot at the Doomstalker just because it's the only thing they could shoot at, but 2 wounds were both saved, and the Dire Avengers advance moved up on the marker. And that's all.
End of Necron Turn 2, I used my detachment rule to teleport the units that were over here, and then I used the Cosmic Precision Stratagem to teleport the Triarch Stalker and the Immortals within 3 inches of the tank. I was able to use the same stratagem twice because the Overlord has a 0 CP ability that lets it target the same stratagem. And then these guys are deep strike, so they can deploy behind enemy lines as long as it's 9 inches. So the Triarch Stalker tried to attack the tank and didn't do any damage. However, the Immortals and Plasmancer managed to chip away some of the health, and then the Doomstalker got some lucky hits on the other side and managed to kill it. The Scarab Swarm moved up from here and attacked. I self-destructed, which was kind of dumb because I only killed 1 with it, but then that removed 4 wounds. So on the counter-attack, they managed to wipe out my unit, but I did manage to take out 2. And then the Scorpec Lord tried to charge, but didn't get enough roll for the charge, so didn't get to do that, unfortunately.
The Doomstalker took off one ranger.
Oh yeah, and then it just shot its little lasers all the way over here and got one of them. And that's the end of the turn.
End of Eldar turn 2. Had the fire dragons move up the field. Necron used a stratagem to bring onto the board the warriors on the side there. Then we had the Dire Avengers move up from the objective and shoot the Doomstalker. Didn't cause a single wound. We had the Rangers shoot down, including plunging fire down to the warriors, and did 2 wounds on the Overlord. I think Overlord, yep. And then the Howling Banshees assault moved, charged, and didn't cause a single. Oh no, they caused 1 wound and lost 1 guy in exchange, or 1 girl in exchange, and also the Dire Avengers got overwatched and lost 1 unit. So I lost more than I did in my own turn. That's Eldar turn 2.
Necron shooting phase turn 3. These guys were able to pick off a lot of the bodyguards unit here because they have a Plasmancer. Critical hits are on 5 or 6, so with the Immortals that really is powerful. Plus the Plasmancer has that cool lightning ability that does 4 D6s and does mortal wounds. Then the Necron Warriors that don't do much damage, and the Chronomancer and the Royal Warden were all able to finish off the bodyguard and leave 2 wounds on the leader here, who is the victory, the objective marker dude, so trying to kill him. And then on this side, I moved my spider out of cover and I was immediately punished by an Overwatch from these guys that specialize on Overwatch. However, luckily, some unlucky rolls only took 1 wound off. And then the Doomstalker moved up as well and was able to shoot, and they're down to their last 2. And then on this side, the Triax Stalker, because it's a vehicle, can shoot even though it's an engagement. So it shot at them and picked off a couple more of the bodyguard, and then the Scorpec Lord with his gun hand thing that he has here shot up here and killed 1 unit. And so that's the end of the shooting phase, and now it's time for the charge phase. End of Necron charge fight phase. So we separated that out from the shooting phase just because a lot had happened in the shoot. So here the Doomstalker didn't really do any damage in the melee, but either did the Aeldari, so it was a bit of a stalemate there. Over here they were able to kill off a Scorpec Destroyer because they have a fight first and the defender goes first. So that allowed them to kill 1, but in retaliation the entire bodyguard was wiped out and the leader just has 3 wounds remaining. And then on the other side of the battlefield, we realized that there was a feel no pain of 5+. So we re-rolled those, bringing them back up to full health. And then in the fight phase, we didn't do any damage.
Did 2 wounds.
2 wounds, yeah, 2 wounds. And we lost 4 Necron Warriors. And that's the end of the fight phase.
End of Aeldari turn 3. Saw in the fight phase Fugan take out another 4 more warriors, Necron Warriors, while losing 1 wound. We saw Jane Czar fall back and charge back in again to kill off the 2 remaining Scorpec Destroyers, leaving the Scorpec Lord left there and the Triac Spider thingy Stalker out of combat. Tried to do something nifty with the Rangers, getting shots on the Scorpec Destroyers but doing nothing. And then this battle stalemate with the 2 Dire Avengers standing tall against the Doomstalker in close combat.
Necron turn 4 turn. Basically, these guys and the Triax Stalker that teleported in to get the objective managed to kill this guy. And you might be like, well, how's he back on full health? Well, that's because he has an ability that if you roll a 2 up, he gets revived. So he's still standing, unfortunately, because he's a pretty tough guy to kill. On this side, my Doomstalker fell back, which allowed these units that teleported in on the right and my spider to manage to kill them finally. They're very annoying. And they also managed to do a psychic blast from the lightning strike ability on the Plasmancer to kill a couple of these. And then the Skorpek Lord versus Jane Czar had an epic showdown. In the end, the Skorpek Lord has a very strong attack and was able to land the killing blow. And that's the end of turn 4.
Aeldari turn 5. So the Fuegan move up, take off 11 of 12 wounds off the Triarch Stalker, and charged in. All 6 of the 6 swings, 5 hit, 4 wounded, and they were all saved. And then the Triarch Stalker stomped and made it through with 1, made it through with 2, and a command reroll to save 1, and the last attack took off the last 3 wounds of Fuegan. Finishing off good and proper. Leaving the only Aeldari units on the board are the Rangers here, who managed to precision snipe over the edge and to kill the Overlord for Necron Immortals and one other guy. And that's the end of Aeldari turn 5.
Turn 5 and end of game summary. So these guys reanimated 1 more warrior. The nerf to the reanimation protocols really tanks the warrior reanimation, and the Triarch Stalker went back up to 1. The Doomstalker on this side of the battlefield was taking some shots at the snipers up here, managing to kill a couple more, but it was actually the Immortals with their sustained hits and the Plasmancer crits on 5 combo that managed to finish them up. And the Skorpek Lord's still just chilling there. So
Eldar didn't have a final turn because wiped off the board.
So in the end of the game, the 2 priority target Necrons managed to get a lot of wounds, but reanimate kind of back up to health and not die. And the Aeldari forces were totally wiped off the planet. So that was a decisive win for Necron. So the new Necron Codex and detachment rule actually worked out quite effective. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.